And welcome back to the Vintage Telephones channel. Today we have a Socotel S63 made by Thomson CSF, and this is a rather late model. It's from 1982 in ivory. This phone, of course, Socotel S63 was first introduced in, of course, 1963 and used well into the 1980s with, of course, a push-button version. And they also adapted the rotary dial versions with the push button pad as well. And they made separate ones with a separate housing, of course. But anyway, this is an ivory from 1982, rather late in the game. They kept their outward appearance the same. Nothing really different on the outside. Really on the inside is the only thing that changed. Now the S63s from the earlier years had, of course, a double gong ringer up front, but each one had a little notch in the bell where you could adjust. And interestingly, it had a clapper with two ends to it that for each bell. This one has more of a traditional, more mainstream type where it's the two bells and the clappers in between. And the bells, of course, have the same kind of tone as a Western Electric 500 ringer. So, yeah. Now, normally the ivory ones are found to be really yellowed, of course, but this one is in rather good preserved condition. It was probably somewhere out of the way of the sunlight, and there's some slight yellowing, but you can't really tell in the video here. But this is a very nice ivory. They have the two-tone brown, two-tone gray, orange, and the two-tone blue. And they also made black and red for independent things such as emergency and other services. Anyway, I'll show you around. It's in really good shape. Here is the cords. They're in great shape as well. I didn't dunk them in soapy water this time. I just wiped them with some Windex and then rinsed them off with water. I'm trying to prevent the degradation. I think soaking them in hot water with soap causes the leaching process, so I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to use cold water. Here's the handset. Sorry, this bell tingle. I was testing it earlier. There's the handset. Kept the handset the same. There's your rotary dial. The dial was spinning slowly, of course, initially. These dials don't lubricate as well as automatic electric dials. There's something about these that sound funny when you oil them and all that, so I had to do a bunch of tweaking, but I finally got it the way I wanted it. And one thing about these bezels here is if you look at, if you do a Google search of these telephones, the Socotel S63, you'll find that if you look closely, there's a slight variations in the fonts that they use for these bezels. Now you can kind of tell that these are kind of standard looking numbers and letters, but some of them have like really boxy looking, angular looking letters and numbers. So I don't know if it depended on who made them, because we have Thomson CSF, we also have like CTD Paris and other companies that made the Socotel S63s. And then sometimes the fonts vary on the dial center card as well. And they never filled in their number. Usually you can put your phone number there. And this is kind of just a standard looking font. Here's the sides. We also got the extra mother-in-law receiver for stereo listening. There's the back. And then, of course, the other side. And then I'll show you the bottom, too. See, it's a really good angle there. There's no, you can see there's no, close to no yellowing. So I'm going to take everything off here. Let me show you the bottom. And then There's the sticker. And then there is some slight damage. I tried gluing it, but whoever had this phone before had taken the dial out, and it's held by, you see this metal here and metal here. It's like these two things that holds the dial in place, and in this plastic, this exact section here, the plastic is really thin, and I think if you pull it out too far to take the dial out, it ends up cracking it. So you can see there's a crack on the bottom plate here. That's the only damage on this phone. I tried gluing, and of course it came apart when I put the dial back in. And then here's the bell. The clapper's right there, and the two bells are here, and this bell, or this notch here, this dial, moves the bell closer. You notice how it's closer there? And then it moves it further away to the loud setting, and that's the setting we want right now for demonstration. So yeah. I didn't do a first checkout video. I wanted to go ahead and do just a standard video of this phone because I had other projects I wanted to work on. And this phone wasn't too dirty. It just, you know, it was an easy cleanup, you know, dishwater, rinse, and polish. So yeah, what I'll do next is I'll get the machine out and we will demonstrate the phone. So we will be right back. And now I will pick up the handset and give you dial tone. And as I speak, you notice the light changes. That means the transmitter is in good shape and working. A couple pulses. There. And then I will dial a few numbers. And last but not least, the ringer. So give me a second to fix it. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video of the Socotel S63 from 1982. More videos are to come, and I will see you again next time. Have a great day.